Today on WAtv News, we look at how to take a slap in stage combat, how robotics is motoring along, and the athletic department's new purchase. Thank you for joining us this morning. WAtv starts now. Good morning, Wheaton Academy. I'm Liv Pavone. Today is Friday, January 8th. With the addition of the Idea Lab, robotics classes have continued to expand. This year, robotics is offered as a full-day class in the library. Reporter Carlos Maldonado and photographer Mitchell Carrick give us more on this interesting class.
Today, I had a chance to witness the robotics class and take a look at what coding and programming is like. I also interviewed two students and their thoughts on robotics.
I'm in robotics, and so far we've just learned like basic movements and sensors and how they work. I chose robotics because I'm probably going to major in engineering, and my favorite part of the class is probably just being able to like be creative and like do your own thing and really like express your creativity through robotics.
The robots are made up of different components such as Lego pieces, motors, and computer components. The computer components are operated by software on the computers, which is called EV3 Classroom.
So I'm in robotics, and so far we've been making EV3 out of Legos, which is really cool. I've been enjoying it so much so far. I've joined robotics because I thought it'd be super cool to make Legos and stuff, it really is.
Students are given the opportunity to be able to make robots using Lego kits and programming software. Using the programming software, students use things such as gyroscope sensors, which helps assist turning, ultrasonic sensors, which senses objects in front of the robot, touch sensors, which helps assist crashing, and color sensors, which detects color. During the class, students have the opportunity to test their programming skills by trying to maneuver the robot around an obstacle course by using wood blocks and Legos as objects to put in the way of the robot and see if the robot is able to go around them. Students sometimes had to make changes in the program to enhance the maneuverability of the robot.
Thanks, Carlos. Next, we go from a class that uses technology for everything it does to a class in the Whitechapel that doesn't involve any tech, but movement instead. Mateo Montoya and Will Hupke went into stage combat class to find out more on this.
Hey Wheaton Academy, I'm Will Hupke, and today my colleague Mateo Montoya and I went to check out the Intro to Stage Combat class in the Whitechapel. We were very interested to find out what the class teaches and why students decided to take it.
This class is about mostly learning how to take a hit in stage combat, how to make it look real to the audience and how to learn how to dodge it. And the reason I took this class is because I wanted to learn how to use motions to dodge punches in stage if I ever wanted it to be in a play.
There were many cool moves and actions performed, teaching students safe ways to do things that look dangerous on stage. We then asked a student what they had learned and why they took the class.
I took this class because I thought it was a really cool name, and I was like, oh, this class must be really interesting, so I joined the class. And one of my favorite moves is probably the slap because it's really realistic, and the reactions that you do to it, just overall so cool.
After watching this video, I hope your comfort zone was expanded, and next Winterim, I encourage you to try something new. This is Will Hupke and Mateo Montoya from WAtv, signing out.
Thanks for that, Mateo. For our last report, Mr. Hockett is in the field house to report on the athletic department's latest purchase.
With nearly every sport being pushed to late winter or early spring, the athletic department had to make some early decisions about video capture for many of these sports. Since current COVID regulations require no large gatherings of people, sports will probably be played with no fans in the arenas, but this is especially true for the indoor sports. To help players and families watch these games, the athletic department invested in 2 huddle-focused cameras. This unique camera system takes 3 different lenses and captures the game in its entirety without the need to pan and shift the actual system. It combines the images in its software to follow the ball and player movement. The Focus system will live stream directly to YouTube, so families won't have to miss out on any of the action. Wheaton Academy currently has 2 of these systems in place, one in the Warrior Dome and one just like the one behind me here in the upper field house.
Next, we talk about the weather around the U.S. To bring us this is Mateo Montoya.
Thank you so much, Liv. My name is Mateo Montoya, and I'm here today with your weather report for the 5 days. Up here, as you can see in Washington, around Northern California, and in Oregon, there are some pretty heavy storms. We don't think those are going to interact with Chicago, but we'll keep an eye on those. Then down here in the south, around the Virginias and Georgia and South Carolina, there's some pretty heavy storms. These definitely aren't going to interact with Illinois, but yeah, these are pretty heavy. As you can see down here in the middle where we are, not a lot of action, so don't expect anything too crazy. Now we head into the 5-day forecast, where you'll see on Friday today, it's pretty cool and it's cloudy, unfortunately. But in the weekend, we will get a little bit of sun. On Saturday, it's going to warm up just a little bit to a 33. And then for on Monday, the start of next week, it's going to be pretty cool. Again, a little bit of sun. And then same with Tuesday. So thank you so much. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Mateo. Now let's take a look at some big headlines for the day. Illinois hit a grim milestone yesterday as it surpassed the 1 million mark for coronavirus infections. This means that roughly 1 in every 13 Illinois residents has carried COVID-19 at some point during this pandemic. That is 8% of the state's population. The IHSA recently met with Deputy Governor Ruiz and Dr. EZK. In the meeting, Director Craig Anderson asked the IDPH to review the risk level of the remaining sports and consider lowering some sports levels. A source said that IHSA reps were told if regions moved to Tier 2 that some practices would start to be allowed. The NFL has made a decision to try to get younger children involved in the game. To do so, they will be broadcasting the Bears and Saints game simultaneously on both CBS and, drumroll please, Nickelodeon. The game will feature Gabrielle Nevea-Green and Lex Lumpkin, both a part of the All That TV show. Of note, Green will become the first female to work a CBS NFL football game. And to top that, she is just 15 years old. That's all for us today. Have a great weekend, Wheaton Academy. From all of us here at Studio 22, have a great day.